Today we're going to be opening a bunch of packs from March of the Machine, 100 to be precise, and talk about when's the best time for you to open your packs and maximize your collection. So let's get into it. Before we get started, don't forget you can like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any future videos. So what we're going to do is we're going to open some of these packs, but first let's talk about when the best time to open the packs is for you. So at the moment with my collection, I have been doing draft events. I have done 7 premier drafts, 2 quick drafts, and I've done 2 sealed events as well. And from doing that, this is my current collection for March of the Machine. This is a number of unique cards I have from the set for each rarity. So I have more than 11 mythics, but I only have 11 different ones. So this doesn't show the whole collection. If I want to show everything, I'll have to go to my collection here. I can filter by March of the Machine. Let's just have a look at the rares and the mythics. In fact, let's just have a look at the mythics first. Okay, so I have 14 mythics, and with the rares, I'm not going to count them now, but I have about 91 when I add them both together. So that's how much I've got so far from drafts. And I also have from the actual draft events the reward packs that you get from that. So these 100 packs I have include packs that I've got from the draft events, from the rewards, but also packs that I bought in the store separately with the gold that I had left over. And when I've had a look at the results that I've got from drafting, I've spent about 3,000 gems in total on all of those events. The 7 premier drafts, 2 quick drafts, and the 2 sealed events. Only 3,000 gems in total when you take off all the gems that I've won back. So if I just bought packs with those 3,000 gems, I could have got 15 packs. But instead, I got 112 rares worth of value out of the drafting. And drafting can be kind of fun once you get used to it. So drafting is definitely much better for you, much more worth it for building a collection if you're good at it. If you don't like it so much, you can just skip it and buy the packs, and the packs give you wildcards as well, which is also pretty nice. So we're going to open these packs. What I want to do really quickly, have a look at the collection I've got here, also have a look at the wildcards I currently have. 45 common, 75 uncommon, 11 rare, 1 mythic, and a vault progress of 55%. We're going to start opening packs and see how much this goes up, how many more wildcards I get, and also my set collection here is on 83%, and these numbers down here, we're going to see how much we can improve that with the 100 packs that we have open, that we're going to open. Then we have golden packs, and we have the aftermath packs as well. Now there are a bunch of rares and mythics I specifically would like to open from these packs. If I don't happen to get them, then at least I'm going to have the wild cards to craft them myself. Let's start opening packs. Let's open 10 at a time so I just see the rares and the mythics. In fact, do you know what? It won't even show me all the rares and mythics, I don't think, because we also have the other additional ones, the legend ones. So it's going to actually have more than the ones I see here, but I'll have a look at the collection at the end and we'll see which new ones I've unlocked. So we have Goltar Mavrin, which I really wanted to use because it looks fun having a massive dinosaur vampire, of course. Boonbringer Valkyrie, I already had 3 of those, so I've got my 4th one now, which is great. They're going to be a good addition to my angel deck. 24 of them, I don't know. Also, Erranton Gyada will work really well with an angel deck as well. So maybe I'll put together some kind of Azorius angel deck. Okay, bloated processor, great for Phyrexians and sacrificing. And Fairy Mastermind. Yes, and Invasion of Tolvada is a really good battle for returning non-battle permanent cards from a graveyard to the battlefield. So there's a reanimator spell. And then you also get to have the creature tokens get +1/+0 have lifelink, and create spirits at the end of your turn that will be 2/1 flying lifelink spirits as well. It's a really fun card. I did it in draft at least once, maybe twice. That's really pretty fun. So we'll make something out of that. Okay, next 10 cards, next 10 packs. Oh, we have Squee. Okay, into the fire. Let's see, Doomskull Warrior. I've got one of those Blood Feather Phoenix. I really should make a Phoenix deck with my the mono red decks I have at the moment. I have the kind of normal burn spell. I have the Spell Spear Trample one with Erebrusk, and maybe I'll have a Phoenix one as well. They're quite fun, those mono red decks. I'm going to have to see what other rares I'm opening that I can't see here because they're going from, because I'm opening these ones from the Multiverse Legends, which means, well, if I open one pack by itself, you'll probably see here that we've got not just the actual mythic one from the set, but we also get a Multiverse Legend one as well. They're sometimes uncommon, they're sometimes rare or mythic, so it might show this one when I open 10 at a time rather than this one, and this is the one I really care about because this is the one that's standard and these ones aren't. So so yeah, I'll have to have a look at the rest of those very shortly. We have some wild cards, which is great. It's nice getting specific cards. I really want to build a dragon deck here. Elesh Norn's going to be fun as well, and Tribute to the World Tree, because it would be nice if mono green started being good again. I really did like playing mono green when it was good. But I'm much happier getting wild cards because if I have 4 copies of Ren and the Realm Breaker, and maybe I don't want 4 of them, I'd much rather have a mythic or rare wild card instead. So the more wild cards I get from this, the better. Franklin Torbran, Invasion of Theros, that might go really well in an enchantment deck I'm making. So hopefully we can do something good with that. Yargle and Multani, again, another one that's really good for combos, like sacrificing it and doing 18 damage to the opponent. That's good fun. City on Fire is expensive, but it's Convoke, so right, you can get it out kind of easier than you might think, and if you do any damage, it does triple that damage instead. So lots of little spells can do really good with City on Fire. Okay, open up another 10. Ooh, Niv Mizzet. It's one of the Multiverse Legends. It's mythic. It's nice to have. But okay, Rampaging Raptor. It's going to go really well in a red or red and green battle deck. Invasion of Fiora. I kind of like the idea of having this in a deck where if you have only legendary creatures, you can do a one-sided board wipe. Although your opponent might have legendary creatures, the majority of them probably won't be. So at least you can destroy lots of things really easily and keep all of your things around. So that's all good fun. Then we got Glisser. Glisser's done really well for me in draft events. Being able to incubate a lot and then transform and give all Phyrexians First Strike and Death Touch. You don't even need lots of incubator tokens. You could just go with a Phyrexian tribal deck, and Phyrexians all get First Strike and Death Touch. And don't forget, there are lots of other Phyrexian cards like Phyrexian Flesh Gorger or Vindicator, Obliterator, lots of different Phyrexian things, Sheoldred. So it's not just like the new cards, we've got lots of other Phyrexians as well, so that could work in lots of different decks. Okay, 10 more. More wild cards. Guardian. Okay, we can blink things, so it's like a fun card to play with. Dusk Legion Duelist. Go really well in a... Well, you can have it in a +1 counter deck, which there are good white and green +1 counter decks at the moment. Also Soldiers, because obviously it's a vampire soldier. Putting +1 counters on it and drawing a card, even if it's once each turn, and if you can find a way of getting a +1 counter on it on your opponent's turn, you can trigger it then as well, and then you get 2 extra cards per turn cycle. Seems like good fun. Another Squee. I wonder what else I'm getting that I'm not seeing at the moment. Okay, 10 more. Oh, Hitotsugu and Kairi. Now, I should have crafted this. Well, I shouldn't necessarily have crafted it. I really wanted to have this card before when we had the Explosive Singularity combo deck that's going around. Might try that out because I've done some things with Explosive Singularity before, and it's good fun. So yeah, be interesting to make a Grixis deck with that as the combo. Archpriest of Shadows is one I really wanted to get because being able to return, once you do damage to a player or battle, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So there's lots of reanimator strategies at the moment. We have things like Itali, we have Atraxa, or we have even things like Titan of Industry, which feels really underpowered compared to like Atraxa now. But you know, even that's a really good target to bring back to the battlefield from the graveyard if you've managed to discard it and put it away there. But this is whenever it does combat damage, so we can be reanimating things over and over again. It's not just like casting Cruelty of Gix once and getting something back. And because it's backup and Death Touch, we could put this out on turn 5, or maybe earlier if we've ramped up to it, and put the counter on something else and give something else the ability to bring something back from the graveyard when it does combat damage. And we could do things like give it Trample, so it's almost guaranteed to do combat damage to the opponent when it attacks. We can give it Double Strike, so it's going to hit the opponent twice. And because the card very specifically says whenever it deals combat damage to a player or battle, return a creature. If we have Double Strike, it's going to hit twice and return 2 creatures a turn. So Archpriest of Shadows looks like a really fun one to play around with. Knight Errant of Eos is pretty good in some kind of mono white human deck. It's Convoke, so having lots of little tokens are going to work pretty well as well. It's a nice card. Don't think I've seen many people use it quite so much, but it's one I'm definitely going to use a bit as well. Okay, 10 more. Here we go. Oh, what do we have? Fiora. Okay, so the board wipe. Polukranos Reborn goes really well in a mono green deck. So having a 4/5 reach for 3 mana. If it's going to be in a mono green deck, you won't have to worry about the fact that it's just 3 green you need specifically. And then you can transform it, and then when it dies, transform it, and then it becomes a 6/6 with lifelink, and when it dies, it makes other creatures. So much value in just 3 mana. So I think mono green might be making a bit of a comeback. We can definitely do something with that, maybe with a Vorinclex in there as well. Chrome Host Seed Shark. I think I had 3 of these before. That's my 4th one now. Don't tend to do so much like mono blue, many mono blue decks, but it's been quite fun making lots of things with Seed Shark. If you make lots and lots of incubator tokens and you leave them off to the side, and then you just do something like Sunfall and clear out the whole board of all the opponent's creatures, people tend to just quit because they know they've got nothing left and you've got lots of incubator tokens you can hit them with. So Chrome Host Seed Shark, pretty fun as well. Pylon looks like a nice removal. I might try that in a mono black deck or any other deck, to be honest, because being able to destroy creatures or planeswalkers using Convoke is going to make this pretty cheap. So it's going to cost 3 or 2 most of the time, I guess, which is as cheap pretty much as Go for the Throat, but without the stipulation that it has to be a non-artifact creature, so we can kill artifacts with it as well, and we get to surveil too, which is fun. Maybe that'll even go well in the deck with Archpriest of Shadows, because surveilling helps us put things in the graveyard pretty easily, so that would be pretty fun. Okay, 10 more. Then we're down to our last 9 after this, so I opened that one separately. Okay, another Mythic Wildcard, another Itali. I think I had 2, but you know, we can never have too many Italis. Chandra, again I had 2, but she's fun. She's really good in lots of different decks. Tolvada again. So maybe we can get a white and black reanimator deck out of this, because we've got lots of things we can return from the graveyard to the battlefield. We can surveil with Pylon. We can just get a way of getting double strike. Maybe if we use Illuminator, Virtuoso, or anything else with double strike, and then Skrelv to protect it or make it unblockable, we can return things pretty quickly. Interesting. Okay, that'd be fun. Invasion of New Phyrexia. Haven't tried that much with Knights so far, but this is going to be Nice addition to any Knights deck. Okay. Other things, all good. Elish Norn, that's the old one. That's nice to have. Okay, 9 more packs. And we have... Oh, Yorion. It's nice to get these. I'm pretty sure it works this way. Now that I've opened one like this, I have access to this card style, although maybe it's still linked to the number that you've opened, so maybe I can only have one Yorion with this card style, but quite fun having different card styles. I wouldn't spend gems or money on them, but to unlock them for free is fun. Okay, another Glisser for a Phyrexian deck. Ogla and Yadaro. Could be fun. Another Golden Maverick. I like Quintorius. I'm not sure if I'm that excited about. Some things I'm not quite so excited about, like Invasion of Kaldheim. I'm sure it works really well in certain decks. And Voltairean Thrillseeker is the other half to the Yargle combo of being able to make Yargle a 2011, sacrifice it and hit the opponent in the face for 20. That'd be a fun deck to make as well. Okay, so that's all of my March of the Machine packs open. Let's see how I'm doing for wildcards. Oh, I was looking pretty much better than it was before. The Vault progress is now 117% rather than 55. So I'm not surprised the Vault progress has gone up so much, considering all the drafting that I've been doing. So we're on 92% here, but this is the one of collection. So I've almost got one of each of the rares and the mythics. And if we go to the collection, we should be able to see these are all the new ones we got. Is this filtered? No, we want March of the Machine, just the rares and the mythics. Okay, so as I scroll over them, they're going to stop highlighting and go back to normal, but we've got a Sunfall. I didn't even see that when we opened the packs. So, Broodlord, another Breach the Multiverse. And here is Warcrafting. All these are good fun. Inga and a Seeker. Deeproot Wayfinder. Ozolith. There's the Imperiosaur I really wanted to try out. Another Bloated Processor. And Heliod will go in an enchantment deck, and so will Theros. So I didn't see all of these when I opened the packs, and I don't know if it's probably not highlighting all the ones now, so I won't even see exactly all the ones I had. Glistening Dawn, did I have 2 of those? Maybe I did. Goes really well with Ginny Fey, if you haven't tried that already, because it makes huge dogs or cats. If you have Ginny Fey and you cast Glistening Dawn, you can turn them into 2/2 cats. They still get all the counters that incubate tokens would get. So if you have 5 lands and you incubate X twice, where X is the number of lands you control, you would make 2 5/5 incubator tokens. But if you have Ginny Fey and turn them into cats, they become 2 7/7 cats with haste. So that's good fun. Try that one out. Okay, so also let's think. We have vampires. Golta and Marin's a vampire. There was a vampire card in the Aftermath set as well, so maybe there's a vampire deck out there somewhere. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Would be nice to have more Archpriest of Shadows, but hey, I have wild cards. If I really want to, I can get them. Now, I'm going to also open the Aftermath. These are only the 3 Aftermath packs that I've got from the normal free packs that they give out at the beginning of a set. I'm not going to be doing any drafting for Aftermath, because the way that I believe the drafting works for Aftermath is that it's basically the same as March of the Machine, but in each pack there's going to be, I think, 1, maybe 2 cards from the new set. So the chances are, when you do a draft for March of the Machine, it's going to be pretty much the same as before. So I think with March of the Machine Aftermath, probably just going to craft the cards I specifically want. So for now, let's open up. I'm going to open up these packs separately just to double check what we get from them. So we're getting, there's an Aftermath card, that's an Aftermath card, and then these ones are just normal March of the Machine cards, and obviously a wild card. So these are ones that could be fun. This is interesting. So Animus Might, you can tell me in the comments below what you think, if this is really any good. So it's a 3 mana sorcery. Target creature you control deals damage equal to twice its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. So normally when you have a creature and you're using a fight spell or a bite spell, then doing its damage to an opponent is normally enough, because green creatures tend to have high power and it's enough to kill things. So it's 3 mana and it's sorcery, so it's slower and it's more expensive. It does twice the power, which I kind of feels a bit redundant. But also, it costs 2 less to cast if you're attacking with a legendary creature. So, okay, could possibly be cheaper, but it's still sorcery. It's nicer than being instant. I don't know if this card's that good, but you can tell me what you think in the comments. And then Vesuvian Drifter. Reveal top card of your library. If it's a creature, it becomes a copy of that. That could be kind of interesting. I guess it depends what other kind of creatures you could have in a deck where that would work. But that would be interesting to try out. Okay, so there's another Multiverse Legend, and our actual rare from the set is Nashi Moon's Legacy. Lovely little rat. When it attacks, exile 1 target legendary or rat card from a graveyard and copy it. You may cast the copy. Interesting. So basically kind of like reanimating. Menace, Ward 1, 3/4. It's not too bad whenever it attacks. So also it doesn't have to do combat damage. It doesn't have to get through. The opponent could still block it, and you still get to basically take legendary or rat cards from your graveyard and copy them. Okay, and then Coppercoat Vanguard. Now this one is probably one of my favorite cards. Definitely my favorite uncommon that I can remember at the moment from Aftermath, because there's a few decks that have lots of humans. There's a green-white humans deck, there's a mono-white humans deck, there's a human legendary deck. So giving all humans you control +1, +0 and Ward 1 is really going to add up quite well. And then, we have Cosmic Rebirth as well. This one is from the new set, from Aftermath. And I kind of feel like this would work pretty well in maybe a green-white enchantment deck, maybe other decks as well. But take a permanent card from your graveyard if it has mana value 3 or less, which pretty much everything in the green-white enchantment deck is 3 or less. You can put it on the battlefield. If you don't, you put it in your hand, gain some life. So basically pick anything from your graveyard and bring it back. 3, because everything in that deck is pretty cheap. So might work pretty well in that one. And then the last Aftermath pack, we have Samut, Vizier of Natamun. I really should learn to pronounce these things properly. So, first strike, Vigilance, Haste. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, if it entered the battlefield this turn, draw a card. So, put this in a deck with lots of hasty Phoenix chicks, and you're going to be drawing loads of extra cards pretty easily. That's good. Feast of the Victorious Dead. I don't know I would ever use this necessarily. Gain some life, put some +1 counters on things die. Maybe there's a way of using that. I'm sure there's a way of using all of them, but whether or not it fits into a deck that I would like to play, we don't know yet. Okay, so nice way of adding lots of +1 counters for the +1. +1 counter deck. There's a really good green and white +1 counter deck going around at the moment, so maybe this is something that's good to include 1 or 2 of. Okay, so with golden packs, I was going to save my golden packs for after rotation, and then we found out very recently that rotation this year is cancelled. Rotation's not happening this year. Standard is going from a 2-year rotation to a 3-year rotation. There's lots of things we could say about that, but it's maybe for another video or for the comment section. If you want to tell me what you think about the 3-year rotation, you can let me know in the comments below. From asking on my community page, putting a poll on there, it seems like the majority of people either don't like it or don't know what to think about it. And there's only about 20% of people that think it's a good idea. So we'll see how it turns out. But it basically means that Standard might not change very much for a while. And it's only really there to benefit Paper Standard, not specifically to benefit Arena. And it might be part of a push from Wizards of the Coast trying to get Alchemy to be the standard format on Arena, or the default format on Arena, rather than Standard itself. And if that is the case, well, I guess that makes sense to me. But I was planning on saving the golden packs till after rotation, because I don't want to open lots of rares or mythics from Midnight Hunt or Crimson Vow or the old standard sets that were about to rotate. So I was going to save this for afterwards, and then when I open it, I would only get cards from Dominaria, Brothers War, or March of the Machine. But rotation's not happening, so I'm going to open them now because there's no reason to wait now. So let's open the golden packs and see what we get from these cards that are going to be around for at least another year. Ooh, the old dragon for the Jeskai Dragon deck. That'd be fun. Ikamor Gauntlet. I do have a deck that I've made recently with pretty much just Planeswalkers and board wipes. And being able to give all your Planeswalkers the ability to proliferate and maybe take extra turns. So much crazy value that you can get every turn. And Planeswalkers are kind of hard to get rid of sometimes. So that can be fun. Fleetfoot Dancer. Yeah, probably won't use that. Curse of Hospitality. Unlikely. So, they're okay. Let's see what we get next one. Invasion of Tarkir. Really good for a dragon deck. I'm definitely going to be making a dragon deck. Invasion of Ravnica. So, this works strangely on cards that are exactly 2 colours or cards that are not exactly 2 colours. There's probably a really weird deck you can make out of this, but I haven't even had a look at it yet. Unnatural Growth has been really fun, but I'm pretty sure Zapandril from All Will Be One, I believe, basically the same effect in a creature as well, so maybe slightly harder to get rid of, but also gets to attack itself, so that probably works out better than Unnatural Growth. And Kaya, ooh, another Planeswalker. There we go. Right, next golden pack. Monastery Mentor. Oh, it's the first one. Okay, I definitely wanted to get Monastery Mentor. And Sword of Forge and Frontier is fun as well. The only thing with that is we have protection from red and green. But red and green isn't particularly that scary, because green isn't really a thing right now. And red tends to be just loads of tiny little creatures that are trying to kill you in the first 3 turns. So you probably wouldn't really have time to get this card out and equip it. By the time we do that, the opponent's going to be lightning striking your face anyway. So protection from red and green probably isn't that exciting. That's why I think the other one, the Sword of Once and Future, gives protection from black and blue. Kind of feels like it's a bit more relevant than protection from red and green at the moment. But yeah, Monastery Mentor. Definitely want to build some kind of prowess deck that goes really wide and becomes a bit crazy. Yeah, these are the ones not that exciting, or at least not the kind of decks that I would tend to make. I'm sure lots of other people will find good uses for them. We got Nissa from the new set, which is nice. Another Voldaren Thrillseeker, so maybe the Yargle combo. Evolved Sleeper. I think I only had 1 or 2 of these. I never really used them very much in the mono black deck that I used, or even though I got about 65% win rate with the mono black deck that I used, never really used Evolved Sleeper. But it becomes a Phyrexian, so you know you can give Phyrexians, what was it, First Strike. It's going to have Death Touch anyway. And Blood Vial Purveyor. Okay, last golden pack. Here we go. Fight Rigging's fun, goes well with Shakedown Heavy. Already had about 3 of those, I think. So probably don't need any more. Gix can be fun. Kenrith's Royal Funeral from Aftermath. Yeah, when it enters the battlefield, exile up to 2 legendary creature cards from your graveyard. Draw X cards, lose X life. Where X is the greatest mana value around among the cards. Legendary spells cost 1 less cards for each card exiled with it. So legendary creatures become cheaper. You gain a bit of life, draw a few cards. Yeah, I mean it could be good. It could be okay. Right, so that's all the packs at the moment. But what I'm going to do really quickly is go to the store and talk about the packs you can buy for Aftermath. So they now give you Golden Pack progress, which is expected. That's pretty normal. Every pack you buy from Aftermath or March of the Machine, regular packs, the older ones, will give you Golden Pack progress. But you can only buy these Aftermath ones in packs, in sets of 1 or 10, whereas normally we can get 1, 3, 6, 10, or 45 or 90. So because it's a mini set, I guess you can't buy quite so many of them. One thing you might not have realised, and I didn't realise this until recently, I thought this was just for display purposes, but if you buy the 45 packs, this card that you see that's face up, you actually get that card and the card style for it. If you bought the 90 packs, then you'd get 2 of them. So if you can ever save up your gold enough to not buy 1 pack at a time or 10 packs at a time, but if you get 45, you get an extra rare. Now 1 extra rare for 45 packs isn't really that exciting, because for buying 45 packs, I think you get about 81 rares worth of value out of it. So getting 82 isn't giving you a huge amount more, but sure, an extra free card is nice, especially if it's one that you know you want to use. Omnath probably isn't one I would necessarily use very much, but if it's one that you think you would use, it's definitely worth it. And so with March of the Machine, we have that, but you only have to buy 10 packs to get an extra free rare, so that's not bad value. And as I have enough, sure, let's spend my gold on something. So it's one way to get the extra gold pack there and get that rare. Just add these to my collection, and then let's just go and open these last ones. Let's open 10 at a time, because it's the rares I'm most interested in anyway. Wildcards, Unofficial. So I did craft one of these. This is the only card from Aftermath I crafted before making this video today, because you have the combo deck with Obnixilis and All-Be-One. I'm sure you've seen it before. If you haven't, I'm probably going to have a video showing off a deck that I've made. There's lots of different ways you can make the deck work, and it's kind of fun when it does kick off. So it's nice to have another copy of that. I might even possibly use a wild card on that. It's a mythic, so it's don't have very many mythics to go around. And anything else that's particularly exciting here? So yeah, Jirina, am I saying that right? Dauntless General. You can sacrifice humans you control, gain hexproof and indestructible. So if you have a white and black human deck, probably not a soldier deck, because soldiers are more white and blue, obviously, but a black and white soldiers deck, and you can give them all hexproof and indestructible. Potentially it'll stop your opponent from ever using board wipes. In fact, you could use a board wipe and sacrifice Jirina and then do a board wipe. Again, it's a one-sided board wipe, so that'd be fun. That could work out pretty well. And then the last golden pack. So many packs have opened today. Spark Rupture seems fun and really good if you know the opponent's going to have lots of planeswalkers. So if you're sideboarding, then maybe. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't use it. Another Breach the Multiverse. So I think that's my 4th copy. Don't know if I'll ever need 4 copies in a deck. A really fun card once you start using it, especially if you copy it and cast it twice. And then Bloodthirsty Adversary. Good. And Giada. I didn't have 4 Giadas already. Maybe I only had 3. I know I definitely use it in my Angel deck already. Okay, so that's all the packs I'm going to buy. That's all the packs I'm going to open. Let's have one last look at my collection. We're now on 93% of unique cards. We're going to have a lot more than 1 copy of each. So this kind of looks like maybe it's not the clearest thing to see exactly how many cards we have. But now I'm on 78 commons, 118 uncommons, 31 rares, and 9 mythic rare wildcards with a vault progress of 123%, 0.1. So, I could open up the vault and get a couple more wildcards, or I could leave it. I'll probably end up clicking on it by accident if I leave it there, so it doesn't really make a difference when you open it, unless you want to save up some wildcards and not think about them. But what difference does it make? Not much, really. Okay, so that's my current collection. That's what I would recommend for when you should open packs of your own, and whether you should spend your gold on the packs. If you have it, buy some. Sure, buy some Aftermath packs, but I wouldn't spend too much on them. I wouldn't worry so much about drafting Aftermath specifically, maybe just use a few wildcards just to get the few cards that you really want from the new set, because you're not going to want all of them. And because it's a smaller set, the majority of the cards are rares, and it just means that well, unless you like playing every single color, most people probably have a play style where they prefer a certain color or combination of colors, so you probably won't want everything from the mini set. Either way, we have a whole new load of cards to play with here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do with all these. So thanks for joining me in this video today. Let me know in the comments below which cards you're most excited about from March of the Machine or from Aftermath. And let me know if you're saving up any of your golden packs, because to be honest, there isn't much point. You might as well open them now, because rotation's not happening anyway, unless you want to save them for another year, which I bet no one wants to do. Okay, don't forget you can like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content. I'm going to get making some decks now, so I will see you in the next video.